Y'all, I have been so excited about today's show because I'm here with a friend for 7 years, 6 years.
Actually, we
6
met
years.
in 2013.
Oh, gosh.
The Christmas cooking school. It's been a long time. Yeah.
Time flies when you're having a good time.
It's true.
This is Teri, and she's from West Virginia, and she does beautiful, incredible work. And I was so fortunate that she agreed to come down and do something for Memorial Day with us. She's going to teach us something.
Yeah.
And she just taught me something a few minutes ago. I call these macarons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Teresa told me, she said, well, they're macarons, but, you know, Teresa, knowing my hard head, she didn't argue. She said, okay, they're macarons. Well, Teri told me they are macarons.
They are. They're these are French macarons. You can do French or you can do Italian. Biggest difference is Italian uses cooked sugar. I'm too impatient. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But the, kind of things that are similar is that they use meringue to create the lip.
Right.
We don't have baking powder or baking soda.
Is this like a meringue in the center?
No, that's actually buttercream.
Yes. So she has made some macarons. And now what are you gonna do? What do you plan on doing with those?
We are going to create a macaron celebration cake for Memorial Day.
Yes.
I'm excited. So we're going to...
My husband is going to love that.
I brought extras.
Good.
But we're going to stack these together. I actually created a prototype of this for a wedding I'm doing this summer. And I loved it so much, I thought you might enjoy it for Memorial Day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I enjoy everything you do. Okay, so what do we start?
Well, what we're going to do...
We don't have a cake.
We don't have a cake. No, we're going to create... It almost looks like a cube. And so what we're doing is a little bit of architecture and a little bit of engineering.
Okay.
My son Cameron, our mechanical engineer, will be super proud of me. But the biggest thing that you want to do when you're creating these, normally macarons only have about this much filling.
Oh, I like those.
Right? Over the top is what we're going for.
Exactly right.
You want to make sure that they have equal amounts of buttercream in them. To make the one that we're going to make.
It's got to be the right height.
Has to be the right height, and it also has to be an equal width to be stable enough to support itself. So we're going to actually, that is a cake drum that I bought.
Oh, okay.
I use these a lot at the bakery. This particular one's not very thick, but it's very sturdy. So what we're going to do next is I'm actually going to cut. I just brought a little bit of buttercream with me. If you don't have a piping bag,
nip it.
All you got to do is take a Ziploc bag, put some in there, and cut it right.
Do we need to put it in a new Ziploc? No. You don't need a tip.
No, because we're not decorating with this. We're literally just using it kind of as glue.
As glue.
Yep.
I got you.
That's all.
I got you, sister.
That is all. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to kind of go over here, and I'm going to start. I'm just going to kind of make 3.
Where did your love for baking come from?
My mama.
Oh,
absolutely.
Did she? No, you lost your mother before you were grown. I was going to say, did she help you in the bakery? But no,
she did not. She grew up the youngest of 5 girls, and by the time my grandmother had her, she was kind of overwhelmed. So my mom and I learned to bake and cook together. And one of the first stories that I shared with you was the fact that spending so much time with her in the kitchen, when I could finally afford cable as a divorced mom, your Food Network show was on. And my mama grew up in the Deep South, and watching you was like being in the kitchen with her again.
I said, there's not a nicer thing for people to put my name in the same sentence as mama.
It's the truth. It is the truth.
The biggest compliment.
So what we're going to do is we're going to alternate these, okay? So because I'm a matchy, we're going to do red, white, and blue. Okay. So we've got one turned this way. The next one is going to turn this way.
Okay.
Okay. And then this one looks like it's pretty much the same size.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go this way. Okay. And now we're just going to start over in the front.
The 3 dots.
Absolutely.
3 wood dots.
And guys, you don't have to have buttercream. You know, if you want to use melted chocolate, you could do that. If you want to use canned frosting, you can do that. Make life easy on yourself. All right. So,
But this is so good.
I mean, to be fair, it is.
Yes.
All right. So this next one, we're going to go this way.
Okay.
Okay.
That one's broken right there. Does that matter?
Yeah. That'll be Michael's.
Perfect.
Listen, getting these things here. Whoops. Getting these things here on that plane.
On a plane.
Y'all to peed your pants. Also, I had to explain what I was doing to every stewardess, every passenger.
Yeah.
They were very excited that I was coming to see you.
Oh my gosh. Not near as excited as me.
And so you do want them to be touching, okay?
Right.
Which is another reason why having more buttercream in the middle is really helpful.
Right. And it makes it pretty, doesn't it?
It does.
So you're keeping the same colors.
We're doing red, white, and blue. Okay. And then we'll switch it up when we get to the next layer so that there's a little bit of an alternating color.
You know, for some reason, I thought we were going to bake a cake, frost it, and then stick these all over it.
I mean, I can come back. I can come back. You know, if you need me to. Listen, anytime you need me, I will be here. You know that. Anytime. And so now we're literally just going to use our buttercream, and we're just using it as glue. Guys, the other thing too, you want to make sure when you start this process is that these macarons are really cold. Okay. If they're
do you refrigerate them?
You do. They actually do well being refrigerated. But if everything is room temperature, the buttercream will be too soft and you'll have a hard time sagging. So you want to make sure that you've kept them cold.
Right.
So now we're just going to kind of go back and do it the other way, which means we're going to start red here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Whites still will be in the same place, but we're all right.
But kind of bass-backwards.
It is a little bass-backwards. You know, if you can't be a little bass-backwards in life, what are you doing?
Yeah, you got to be able to turn. So as soon as Teri got here, she mentioned something about her hotel. She stayed at the Marshall Hotel last night on Broughton Street, and it's supposed to be really extremely haunted. And what did you tell? One of the first things you told me when we walked in was,
well, dead people love me for some reason.
They do.
And they do. And never quite understood it. But I got in, I put my suitcase on the bed and, you know, perfectly fine. It was not on the edge of the bed. It was literally in the middle of the bed. And all of a sudden I turned around to get something and I heard a crash and my suitcase is now on the floor. And I literally turned around, addressed the room and said, well, now you're just showing off. I mean, seriously, I believed in you. You didn't have to go out of your way.
And it was sitting on the bed.
It was sitting on the bed good, Paula. There was a good 6-8 inches.
Was it open?
It was open. It was open. And it just took a trip and went sailing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit
of glue.
We actually need to melt that chocolate.
Oh, okay.
And that's what we're going to use to kind of hold everything together.
Okay, well, while you're working on it, I'll pop this, I guess, just in the microwave?
Yeah, in the microwave. Usually want to melt it at like 50 or 60%, depending on your microwave.
50 or 60, okay. Now, how many layers are we going to have, Teri?
We're just doing the 3 layers.
Okay.
You could make it bigger than this if you want. The thing to remember is you just have to have equal numbers on each.
Yeah, and you could make it bigger this way or bigger that way.
Listen, you could make it, you know, with 100 of them if you'd like.
And here is the neat part.
We're just taking a little bit of melted chocolate.
Yeah, so the glue.
Absolutely.
The glue that held it together.
The glue that held it together. And the other thing about having cold macarons and cold buttercream is that when you put the warm chocolate on it, it will seize faster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it'll act like your glue a little bit faster.
So, guess what we were just talking about? And I love this idea even more, y'all. because you would just come up and take a macaroon,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. Just walk up and take
And
it.
it's 3 different flavors
It is.
instead of everything being the same flavor.
No mess.
Strawberry.
We have strawberry vanilla bean. The white are salted caramel.
I love salted
Yeah, I
caramel.
do too. And listen, my daughter-in-law makes our salted caramel, and it's crack. I'm just
Really?
right now. It's legal crack. It's so good.
I want to make it.
Oh, it's so good. It is so good. We sell it by the jar as well, and it's
you
delicious.
do?
We do. We call it little drips of heaven.
Oh, a little
know.
crack in a.
Yeah, little crack in a
Jar.
jar. And then the blue ones are lemon blueberry.
Okay.
So they have homemade blueberry preserves and homemade lemon curd and all that. But we're just taking some melted white chocolate and we're just using it as a little bit of glue.
There you go.
If you're worried about the stability, you could do this on every layer. So we've put all 3 of our layers together. We have 27 macarons.
Okay.
And again, you could make it bigger if you wanted. And then you just get to do the fun stuff, which is
Okay.
decorate it.
I can't wait to see you decorate.
However you want to.
And we were talking about these beautiful edible flowers.
We were. There's
Your sons are in the military, right?
I have one
Thank
son,
you, guys. Thank you. for
Josh
what
and
you do.
Ben. I have Josh is retired from the Air Force after 20 years.
No.
Ben is at the 130th, which is the Air National Guard unit in Charleston, West Virginia. And so at the 130th, there's a group of retired Air Force guys, and they have a group called the Patriot Garden. And the
Isn't that
Patriot Garden
wonderful?
folks, literally, they grow everything from like fruits and vegetables for local farm to table restaurants. They grow a lot of edible flowers. And so for me, every time I need edible flowers, they are kind enough. So these are geranium blossoms, pansies, and then little violas. So they're red, white, and blue.
I love it.
And we thought,
Now,
those
where are
would
we
be
going
really
to put them?
Well, we can put them honestly anywhere we want to. So the first thing I think we should do is make a bow.
Okay.
And I thought the red and white gingham would be pretty.
Yeah.
And you can do this a couple different ways.
Yes.
I tie, my staff calls them church bows.
Okay.
Because my mama, we had the dresses for church on the back. They couldn't be wonky, right? So you had to learn how to tie a church bow so your dress would look pretty. Anyway, so it's almost like tying your shoelace. I'm just going to make a bow here. And then we're just going to bring that around. And you can adjust it.
Looks like a church bow.
Looks like a church bow. My daughter-in-law laughs because it took her a couple tries to get to learn how to do a church bow. And so if you had wired ribbon, it would hold its shape a little bit better.
I love wired ribbon.
I do too. We're going to cut it at a pretty little angle here. Paula, your scissors are sharp. I'm impressed.
Good, because those particular ones I usually use just on food, so they don't get used a whole bunch.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to put a little dab of buttercream right here.
That's the glue.
That is the glue. And then we're just going to kind of drape this right here. This will be the front.
Precious.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait for the next step.
All right. And so then what we're going to do is we're just going to pick. Now, these are geranium blossoms. And the really fun thing is when they freeze-dried them, they puffed. Almost like the freeze-dried candy that you see.
Yes.
So we're just going to take a little dab of buttercream here.
Yes. Uh-oh.
And we're just going to put the buttercream right in the center on the bottom.
Okay.
Just like that.
Yeah, it's easier to just use your hands.
It is. And I'm just not that coordinated. And so we're going to kind of alternate. And, if you're having a cookout or
what color you want
picnic,
now?
oh, yeah, let's grab some of those. If you're having a cookout or a picnic, and you want something really pretty in the center of your table, this would be.
This is going to be too pretty to eat.
Well, that's, we always eat with our eyes first.
We sure do.
If you were doing this, say, for a birthday cake, you could literally take the tall, they have candles that are just kind of taller, skinnier candles. You could literally put them in the top in the buttercream that's here. You have all kinds of options. I was talking about the wedding we're doing this summer where we're making this. It's a golf theme. So I'm doing white chocolate golf clubs.
Oh, my gosh. Just precious.
All right. And then
What's next?
because every pretty needs some glitter.
Yes. I'm going to get me some of that glitter.
Oh, listen.
Now, do you order that?
You do.
Like, give me one little squirt on my tongue, please.
You are just sparkling up your sparkling personality. Listen, I inhale enough of this stuff. When I die
I want to see it.
and they cut me open, it's just going to be a poof of edible glitter, flour, and powdered sugar everywhere. There you go.
So that's it.
That's it.
Well, it's beautiful.
I'm so glad you like it. And then, I've got some sprinkles too. So if you wanted, you could put color coordinated sprinkles. We have some on the macarons, but you could also add some more on there if you wanted to.
What a great, you're going to Memorial Day picnic?
Yes.
And it's a centerpiece too. I always love when food can do different things for you. So it's a beautiful dessert, but it also could serve as a centerpiece.
It's great.
Thank you.
It is great. I just knew we were going to bake a cake. So I want you to think about baking a cake and covering it with those.
I could do that.
I know you can.
I absolutely can.
I know you can.
Listen,
So you are going to come back.
of course I'll come back.
All right, now, Michael, you heard this is strawberry flavor, this is salted caramel, and this is blueberry lemon. So they all have a different flavor.
I'm not real picky.
He's had a couple of them already. I don't want to rat him out.
Stick out your tongue. Oh my gosh. It's that color.
It's a little bit of blue.
It's blueberry.
Puff of snow.
Oh, I do hope you'll come back
Anytime.
and see us again. And I know everybody out there enjoyed this. What a great idea. Now, how easy are these to make?
That's a different story.
Okay, well, then we'll talk about that on another day. And until then, we send you love and best dishes, don't we, Teri?
I guess. Absolutely. Cheers.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Southern style. Yum.
Oh my gosh, they're so good. I don't care if they're ours. They're so good.
Yes, he is.
Mwah. Love you.
Love you too.
Oh my gosh.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.